Hello, this is Jay Levine, and you're listening to J Radio. So today in the studio, we have two lovely people. We got Tony, as usual, and we got Bobby D, a very, very influential scientist. All right, so, Bobby D, what are some of the questions you'd like to ask Tony?
Well, being of that generation of having studied in the late 70s, early 80s, right now we're approaching 2020. So many years in between. One has to ask a question of Tony, and that is, what motivated you to think about this particular field, given that there's so many different things going on in the world and so many different, shall we say, observations going on, and participation is different with all of the gadgets that we have going. How did you discover this was an area that was very important to kind of unravel?
Good question. I think I could tackle that. First of all, do you know the comedian George Carlin? You have heard of him?
Absolutely. One of the best.
One of the best. He's best in the business. This man has a quote. He says, bullshit is rampant. All right? So widespread. And I have to agree with him. And I think through time, bullshit has increased. It's so pervasive in everybody's life. Everybody is able to produce it as well as receive it. And due to the fact that it's so, common nowadays, I think the dilution of media, of videos, and all of this we're more prone to bullshit nowadays. And I think that we should stop this because bullshit is not a great social trait.
Would you say that, for example, so if a person who is not a participant today is sort of kind of an outcast, maybe a person who's being alienated, whereas in your presentations, you go to the heart of the matter and say that this practice of extreme bullshitism that's going on is kind of sort of the prevalent way of life. Should we be aware of its expansionism, and to what level could it reach before it could have negative effects on our life and our well-being?
Oh, before the schistosphere explodes, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that if we don't do anything about it, the schistosphere will definitely explode and everybody will be covered in a pool of shit. So I think that you are an outcast. It is a way of life nowadays. So many people earn a living out of bullshitting. Let's take, for example, a common profession that people consider bullshitting. Lawyers are very example, and I have a book. The book actually explains an example of that. But it's a way of life. Some people make a livelihood out of that. That's so unjust, and that's what I said. My book is here to prevent the schistosphere from exploding. So read the book.
So we have a new breakthrough discovery that we'd like to discuss today. Who first? Who wants to talk?
Well, the question will be this. Given all of this that we're dealing with, the world, the universe, the theories, the processes, the growth, the internet and everything, how do we synthesize all of this that's going on to a level that's usable, that's acceptable, that's permeable, that is transferable? For this, we turn to our author, Tony.
Thank you very much for the question. I appreciate it very much. So, you mentioned synthesization, right? You want to bring things to a nano level. So here we go. I came up with another term. It's called the nano shit. Nano shit. We can condense some tera shit, mega shit, kilo shit, whatever the case may be, and synthesize it into one nano shit. This would give society less of a burden. The less the bullshit, the happier we will be as people. So I think we came up with a new term here today. It's called the nano shit. And if we can break this up, these tera shits, into these big blocks, into smaller segments of bullshit that we can apply here and now every day, but on sporadic occasions, that would be a better thing for society.
It's a very interesting talk. Well, thank you both for joining in this lovely conversation on bullshit. And no kids, this was not a bullshit talk. This was real talk. And we'll see each other next time, or actually you guys will listen to us next time. All right, take care.